It takes the average person 1 hour to learn how to juggle. Now, my advice for you is make sure your juggling area is clear of any objects that you might trip and fall over. And I also advise you to try learning over top of a bed or a big huge table, because when you're first learning, you're going to be dropping the balls a lot. It's a lot easier just to reach down and pick that ball up and keep going if you're doing it over top of a bed or a table. Whereas if you're doing it over top of the floor, you've got to reach all the way down here every time you drop a ball. You need to get 3 juggling balls. Now, you might use apples, oranges. I used socks whenever I was learning. Go to Walmart and get you some hacky sacks. Just something, any 3 objects. The less bounce, the better. Okay, crisscross style juggling or figure 8 style. It's very simple. You just always need to make sure you start your routine the same way every time. What I have is 3 balls. I have 2 in one hand and 1 in the other. It doesn't matter which hand you want to start with 2 in, but just always start with the same 2. I'm going to use my right hand. I'm going to put 2 in that hand, 1 in the other. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip straight up in the air 1 of these 2 balls. It's going to go up, and as it comes down over here, this hand is going to release the ball it has and catch that falling ball. Whoop. Now as it comes over here, this hand is going to do the same thing. Switch. So it's just a matter of switching back and forth, once again in faster motion. Switch, 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 switch. Just a matter of switches. Switch. That's all I'm doing. So watch again. Start with 2 in one hand. Throw 1 of them up. As it comes down, throw this one up. Now it's going up through the air. As it comes down, throw this one up. And you just keep doing that. And now what I want you to do is first just try to get 1 switch. In other words, just throw 1 of these 2 balls up, straight up in the air. Not across. Not across. Up. Throw it up and just switch. Just do that. Doesn't matter where this ball ends up. Doesn't matter. Just get rid of it somehow, even if you have to drop it. So throw 1 of these 2 up, switch, and that's it. Just try it for 1, and then eventually you'll be able to get 2, like this. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. And eventually you'll get to 6, which is considered juggling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you can say, I'm a juggler. Now, if you want to master it, obviously you got to get a little farther than that. And it's like riding a bicycle. When you first start riding a bicycle, you can just pedal a few steps, and then you fall over. And then a few more, and you fall over. And eventually, you get to where you can just keep going forever. And you don't even need to think about it. They just keep going. And that's exactly the way juggling is. So start with 1 switch. That's all you're trying to do. Now, after you practice a little bit, I'm sure you're going to find some problems. I'll guarantee the first problem you probably had was, you remember back in the old days when you used to do this. This is a really bad habit, okay? This is not juggling. You're tossing the balls around and around. You're not juggling. And you're giving yourself a bad habit of shooting the balls sideways instead of like you're supposed to, straight up in the air. So if you're trying to do this, somehow it won't work. You have to throw the ball straight up in the air. Up, 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 up. Every throw of mine is going up in the air. Straight up. That's the only direction I throw any ball, is straight up, up, up. Now, you have to get it to a certain point. I'm aiming for a certain point in the air that I am going to try to reach whenever I'm juggling. And when you first start out, you're going to be chasing all over the place. You're going to be throwing some high, some low, and they're going to be going everywhere. But try to aim for a certain point up in the air. Here's another tip for juggling. Make sure you always throw the balls up on the inside track. And what I mean by that is, as you throw these balls up and to do your switches, obviously if you just throw it straight up, it's going to hit the other ball as it comes down. So instead of throwing it straight up, make sure it goes on the inside of that ball. So every time you throw, inside, 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 inside. Make sure you're throwing on the inside track. So the ball the pattern of the ball is you come in, and the same for the other side. When it comes down, you're throwing in. That way you miss the ball. As you throw it in, it comes up in the air and it's coming down. As it comes down, your other hand is throwing on the inside. It's missing that ball. That way your balls don't hit in midair. Okay, let's start off with between the legs juggling. Very simply, I'm going to start with 2 balls in one hand, one in the other, just like I normally do. I'm going to start off just throwing the ball up between a leg. However I want to do it. I'll just choose this style, like this. And then I juggle regular. Once again, start off again. Once I'm comfortable with that move, I'll actually start doing it in my routine. So I'll be juggling, and I'll do it in the routine. And then once I get real comfortable, I'll just do another one in the routine, another one, and just keep going. And that's between the leg style juggling. In the back, it works the same way. I'm going to start off 2 balls in this hand over here. I'm going to throw one of them behind my back just to start off the routine. Then I juggle regular. Once again, start off my routine. This gets my form down. It gets me comfortable with how far I need to throw this ball. And then eventually I'll start doing it in the routine. I'm going to teach you a little variation called over the shoulder catch, and it's very simple. You're just juggling regular, and then one goes over your shoulder and you catch it behind your back. Now, this is a very difficult trick because you can't see the one you're catching. You have to learn how to throw the object up, and don't even juggle. Just do this just regular. Just throw it up and catch it behind your back. We'll pretend I can't see this ball. You just have to trust yourself to be able to throw it up, straight up, and let it drop straight down. As it comes down your back, you're going to catch it behind your back in your hand and pull it forward. And you just do this while you're juggling, and there's really nothing any great secret I can tell you other than just takes timing and practice and learning to trust yourself to catch that ball back there. You just kind of feel it drop and you catch it. It's all I can tell you. You're going to eat an apple while juggling, and it's very simple. All you're learning how to do is you have to learn how to juggle 2 balls with one hand, and that's really all you have to do. And it works the same way. You just start off with 2 balls in one hand. You just throw one of those balls up, and as it comes down, you throw the other one up. Throw it up. It's just a switch. I'll show you here. Switch, 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 switch. Just one hand keeps switching. You throw one of them up. When it comes down, you throw the other one up as you catch it. Switch. Switch, 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 switch. That's what you're doing. Okay, so you've mastered 2-ball juggling. Now you just pull out your apple and you're going to do 3-ball juggling. And when you get to a point that you want to go ahead and eat the apple, switch to 2-ball juggling with the 2 balls in one hand. The other hand is going to eat the apple. Then put it back in, pull it out again, bite off of it. Or maybe you might want to give it to an assistant and let them take a bite out of it. Not after you, but you know what I mean. Now, before I teach you circular juggling, please master crisscross, because that's the most important style of juggling. You'll use it the most. I hardly ever do circular juggling. Now, circular juggling is just as simple as it looks. The 3 balls are going in a circle, just like when you were a little kid and you did this. You're going to do this again, only you're going to use 3 balls. You just move a little bit faster, basically, is what you do. There's no trick here. It's just a matter of throwing. Again, you're going to start with 2 balls in one hand, but it's not like crisscross. You're not going to always throw up. You're going to be throwing up some and some across. So it's like two things at once. You throw one up and you throw one across. Like this. Up, up, across. So you're going to throw up. While this one's in the air, you're going to throw this one up. Now you've got two balls in the air, and you're going to throw the one you had over here across. So it's up, up, across. Up, up, across. Up, up, across. So just do that a few times. Just try to do the three balls. Don't try to keep the circle going. Just do up, up, across. So this hand's going to go up, up, and this hand is going to go across. Up, up, across. And you just keep going now. Once you get good at that, you go up, up, across, 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 across. You just keep going in a circle. Circular is a lot more difficult to master, and like I say, you won't use it nearly as much. So don't beat yourself up if you can't get Vader style juggling. One comes up, two comes down. All I'm doing is throwing two balls out to the side and one ball in the middle on paths. Notice how my hands come together, catch that middle ball, throw it right back up in the air. Now, we're off in a triangle. The balls are together. I'm going to throw this middle one up in the air. Now, when I throw it up, it's just going to keep going back and forth. Up and down is all it does. I'm going to throw it up. When it goes up, I'm going to throw the other balls at the same time, up in the air. While they're up in the air, I bring my hands back together. I'm going to catch that one falling ball. And then again, I'm going to shoot it right back up in the air, and my hands are going to catch the two falling balls. So it's just a matter of throwing them up, throwing the middle one up, and then throwing the two up, catch the middle one, throw it back up, catch the two, throw them back up. So it's just a matter of switching up and up. Now watch that in motion. Up, 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 up. And that's all I do. When I'm juggling, I like to throw in a few laughs, and I'll tell them that this is crisscross, this is clown style, like the clowns do, circular. You got an elevator style, one comes up, two comes down. And then I'll say, and then you've got fake juggling. Now what this does is it's just for show, but it's actually difficult. What you're doing is you're juggling with one hand, just with two balls, and you just make the other ball move up and down with your hands. It doesn't go anywhere, obviously. It's just a matter of practicing the trick. And you try to move it with one of those balls. One of the balls that's going up, match it with that ball. That makes it look even more real, like it's some kind of juggling